Who's up for an adventure?
Hey everybody, with the Saviors of Uldum expansion coming out soon, my teammate Bloodyface and I came together and made a set review so we could go over all the cards and give you guys a sense of how powerful we think some of these cards are going to be. So enjoy and have fun when the expansion comes out. Okay, so for neutrals, what we did last time was we kind of did a not quite rapid fire, but unless there was something super interesting about it, we just kind of rate it and like move on in 10 seconds. But I think a lot of these actually have effects and stuff, so that might not be applicable. I think almost all of these have some relevant text.
Okay. We can rapid fire the boring ones then. That's fine.
There might not even be that many. Okay. You start then.
Okay. Dwarven Archaeologist. 2 mana, 2/3. After you discover a card, reduces cost by 1. Well, that's the first time I've seen this card. But
Let me type in Discover, because this actually, I don't think it's super relevant. So neutrals right now is Archivist. What? Does that work with Archivist? Doesn't matter. Dynamo, Grifta, Firetree Witch Doctor, Omega Assembly, Dark Possession, Blazing Invocation, Haunting Visions. There's a few rogue ones: Stolen Steel, Hypemon, Burglar, Rot Spring, Cloning Device, Madame Azul, Magic Trick, Raven, Keysmith. Keysmith doesn't matter. Power of Creation, Caligos, Secret Plan, Blood Scalp Strategist, Master's Call. Ooh. But that's not going to be run because it's not a beast. Mark Shot, 9 lives, Crystal Song Portal, and Dendrologist. So it actually, I don't think it's that impactful. I think it's just a 2 mana 2/3.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1.
1 it is. Spitting Camel. 2 mana 2/4. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to another random friendly minion. Seems like a 1.
Yep, 1. Next up, Cobalt Sand Trooper. 2 mana, 2/1. Death Rattle. Deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. 3 damage for 2 mana.
And the body.
Does
this fit in Smork?
Does it? That's a good question.
Okay.
Is Leopard Gnome still legal? Oh, Leopard Gnome's a 2 mana or 1 mana.
Yeah.
I was like, thought it was a 2 mana 2/1.
It used to. It was a 1 mana 2/1.
I know. That was insane. It's crazy how that was insane. That's kind of why I questioned this card. It's not 1 mana though. And I'm still gonna give it a 1.
I agree. I don't think we're close to any super like true face decks. And if we were, maybe this would fit in it, but we're not even close to that right now.
Yeah.
Quicksand Elemental. 2 mana 3/2. Battle Cry. Give all enemy minions -2 attack this turn. And it's an elemental. I don't think you run this.
So this card's like a 5 in Arena, right?
It's probably decent Arena. You're
Seems
probably not
insane.
super sad to get this in Shaman, but like you probably still are, because the decks that run Elemental Generation aren't the decks that want to like be controlly like this.
Yeah.
I think it's a 1. I don't think you run this.
Yeah. I mean, 2 mana 3/2 is nice, but it's basically an Arena card. Volpera Scoundrel. 3 mana 2/3. Battle Cry. Discover a spell or pick a mystery choice. Mystery choice is add a random spell to your hand.
Where did you see that?
It's on the related cards.
I don't see it there.
Bottom right.
Oh, there we go. It wasn't there the first time I went over it. Okay. Add a random spell
okay.
to your hand. Is it...
I want to know the statistics on how many people would rather have a random spell than discover a spell.
And this is neutral, so you can run this in like any class, and you would get your own mana stuff. Sorry, your own class spells. Do you run this in Mage?
This card's good, huh?
Yeah, the random spell can be from another class, but I mean the normal Battle Cry Discover.
Oh, the random spell could be from another class. Oh, so it's actually...
Right, but would you want to discover a mage spell? Because it's kind of like Magic Trick, but not limited. The difference is this doesn't work with Mana Cyclone. Actually, J. Alexander's saying the random one is also from your class, confirmed.
Oh, it is from your class? Yeah. So it's not good in Rogue. I don't know. I like this card, but I struggle to see where it fits in. I'm going to give it a 2 because I don't think it's unplayable. I don't think it's a 3.
That's the thing. I'm of the same opinion. I don't think this is like good enough to just play, but I think there might be some application where this is good.
Seems like a good card. Like,
yeah.
It's a neutral, it's discover a spell. Like, I don't know. These are all good things. These are things I want in my Hearthstone cards.
Mm-hmm.
So Seems fine.
History buff. Oh, sorry. Go
I just
ahead.
realized this is Dendrologist, isn't it? Without the caveat, and it costs 1 more mana.
Yeah.
It's such a cute cat, but it's really just Dendrologist in disguise.
I think it's a fox.
It's a fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is a fox. I just see cats everywhere.
That's fine. Cats are nice.
True.
Okay. History buff. 3 mana, 3/4. Whenever you play a minion, give a random minion in your hand +1/+1. Stat line's fine, but for arena, not for standard. Like, you don't really... This effect doesn't help too much. Probably 1 for me.
Yeah, I was thinking about Zoo. Probably not good enough in Zoo.
Oh, actually, is it? There's not that many 3 mana.
I don't think so.
I actually... This might be playable in Zoo, actually.
Yeah. I'll give it a 2.
Okay, I think there might be some application here.
Next is Body Wrapper. 4 mana, 4/4. Battlecry, discover a friendly minion that died this game. Shuffle it into your deck.
Worse than Banker.
Worse than Banker, absolutely.
But less of a... I mean, the condition is that you can just let it die. It doesn't have to be on the same turn.
Oh, wow. I got really excited and I realized how unlikely. I was like, if Elysiana dies,
Mhm.
then you just play this. Yeah, but what are the odds out of all the minions that are going to die when you're playing Control Warrior?
You could... I mean, you shuffle a Devastator and you're not awfully sad.
Yeah, but that's kind of on par with, like, Banker.
Yeah, so I agree. I would.
Yeah,
I don't
that's the one.
Phalanx or Phalanx Commander, 5 mana, 4/5. Your taunt minions have +2 attack. 1.
Yeah, it's 1.
I did chuckle though because this reminded me of Warsong Commander.
What card?
Warsong Commander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I laughed.
Nice.
Okay.
Faceless Lurker, 5 mana, 3/3 taunt, double this minion's health. Battlecry. How do you cheat this?
You don't. You just. Yeah. Oh, how do you cheat it? The warrior buff
Oh, yeah, that makes sense now.
becomes a 4/8 instead. No, it becomes a 5/10.
I mean, 5/10's nice, but
You could run it in hand buff paladin with the battle axe.
yeah,
I wouldn't, but you could.
this feels more like it's for Taunt Warrior.
Yeah, this could be played.
This could be played in Taunt Warrior.
I'm gonna give it a 2 to be consistent with my rankings. That
Okay.
I mean, it sucks. Like, you know, silence is good against this,
I
but
guess I'll give this a 2. I'll give Into the Fray a 2. Now that I know this card exists.
Shudder. I don't know if this works with Shudder that well. It'll double the health, but I don't think that's super relevant.
Yeah, it's not really. Twilight Drake's better if you want something like that. Blatant Decoy, or sorry, is this me or you?
No, you go for it.
Okay, Blatant Decoy, 6 mana, 5/5, Death Rattle. Each player summons the lowest cost minion from their hand. So kind of a Dirty Rat-esque effect. It's not Battlecry though.
Yeah, that's the issue. Death Rattle is,
Yeah.
and it's 6
Never
mana.
gonna pull out a Mechathune.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, not frequently.
yeah, it's gonna be a 1.
Would you run this in Big Paladin?
Oh. Wow, I didn't think about it like that. That's a good point.
It's a point. I don't know if it's a good point.
The thing is, like, if we're going off the value side of this card, it's really easy to just spam the lowest cost minions from your hand. So you play this, and your opponent just plays low cost minions from their hand. I don't know, like, what scenario this is. Like, I mean, against a deck with all low cost minions, like Zoo, it's still a 6 mana 5/5, even if you get the payoff.
True.
So, it's, yeah. It's,
And then it's hard to kill off as well. Yeah, I think it's a 1.
yeah.
There's some applications, but not competitively relevant. Wasteland Scorpid, 7 mana 3/9 with poisonous. We've seen other cards in the past that are just like defensive stat line poisonous, and I don't think this is much different. So I think this is a 1.
1.
Not bad in arena, maybe.
Yeah, this seems pretty good in arena. Pit Crocolisk, 8 mana 5/6, Battlecry, deal 5 damage. 8 mana for 5 damage. is not what I'm really looking for. It's a 1.
Yep. Not bad in Arena, though.
Yep.
Living Monument, 10 mana, 10/10 taunt. You know what else costs 10 mana?
Sea Giant. Fortune.
Yeah.
Why do they do this?
So now you can get Sea Giant from you can get this from conjuring your Sea Giant. So now you actually have taunt outs instead of just Archmage into Safeguard and Sunwalker.
Just when you thought it was impossible, Mage gets even more obnoxious. Are we supposed to give this a 2?
No.
This actually impacts the meta.
No, you don't run this. We're talking about cards actually being run. We're discussing the implications, but the card itself is a 1.
This card has a bigger impact on meta than like
all the other cards we've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, more than half the cards in the set.
You can give it a 2 if you want, but I'm gonna give it a 1. Okay.
Is it my go or your go?
I think yours.
Mischief Maker, 3 mana, 3/3. Swap the top card of your deck with your opponent. Why?
It's disruption. It's just very difficultly aimed destruction.
It's like neutral disruption, but roll a d20 and hope you hit a 20, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It gives you information to. Well, you don't know what they got from you, but you know what they're now missing from their deck.
I mean, I like the idea of this card. I kind of wish it was taken. I wish it did more.
Yeah.
I want the 10 mana version that like swaps half our deck. Like that would actually be pretty sick. But
Shrivala or Nomi. You can't really counter Shrivala or Nomi with it because most of the time it's not going to be like that one card you switch. Sometimes it works, but I don't know.
Yeah, and there's no way to like cheat like there was with Togwaggle.
Yeah.
It's not like you're swapping your whole deck. So yeah, it's just a 1.
Mm-hmm. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I think it's a 1.
I would be dumbfounded if this is not a 1, and I really hope it's not, because that'd just be amazing.
Desert Hare, 3 mana, 1/1. Summon 2 1/1 Desert Hares. So it's 3 mana, 3 1/1 beast tokens. This just looks like a Conj nerf.
Conj nerf, yeah. Trying to balance out the other 3 drops.
Yeah, I don't think you really run this in any deck. Like, I suppose you could put it in like Druid or something, but I think you'd rather put better cards in your Druid deck.
Yeah, it's just worse than Microtech Controller.
Yeah.
The main issue. The card is only a 2 because of
Mech.
Yeah, Mech.
They earn tokens. You get 3 of these. Yeah, but they're all on the board. So like.
Next card, Octosari, 8 mana, 8/8, Death Rattle. Draw 8 cards, and it's also a beast. 8 cards is basically says draw 4 or 5 cards, burn 4 or 5 cards, something like that.
Sometimes, yeah.
What deck doesn't care if you burn cards and wants to play an 8/8 for 8? Like the drawing cards is great, but you're gonna burn cards when you play this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out like where's the overlap. What deck doesn't care if you burn cards and just wants to play an 8 mana 8/8 and draw cards?
I don't think that Venn diagram is merged in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know any. I mean, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
I don't know if you do run this in Death Rattle Rogue. I don't think you run this in Beast Hunter either as refill.
Yeah, 8 cards is just too many. Too many cards. If this is like draw 4 cards, this card would be sweet.
I like this card. It's just gonna be like it's.
I mean, it is technically like draw 4. Yes.
Yeah, but I
think this card is playable though.
I agree. I think there is some deck somewhere that could use this because drawing that many cards is not bad.
Yeah.
Not always, anyways.
And it's neutral, so I mean, it's just really whatever.
You probably you probably don't want to conjure into that one.
This is like an interesting Druid card.
Ooh. Sure.
Especially with like Elise, like maybe you just care about getting through your deck faster. I don't know. It's got potential. Like it's definitely not a 1.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it being a 3, but I think for right now.
Ooh, I don't think now it's a 3.
Yeah, I think now I'm just gonna give it a 2.
I'll throw a star because this could definitely enable some stuff later, but.
Yeah, good point. forgot about the stars.
Yeah, I'm sure there should be a couple. It's fine. It'll look like we're very carefully
Picky.
thinking. Yeah.
I mean, we have been really going over every card. So
Yeah.
I don't think we've really skipped over anything too much.
Okay.
Golden
Golden Scarab. 3 mana, 2/2. Battlecry, discover 4-cost card. This isn't good. I mean, it is like it replaces itself with like something you can play next turn as well, but I don't think many decks really want to just run a 3 mana 2/2.
I think that like what's so great about a 4-cost card? Like the pool, like I don't know, what's the pool of 4-cost cards? I guess it's
Devastator.
Devastator, yeah. There are some good 4s. I mean, 4 is honestly a pretty good number. If you had to pick a casting cost, if you just filter 4 on your collection, there's actually a lot of good 4s. I don't know. I think this card's playable.
I'm gonna say it's not, but I mean, if we're not really in a super value heavy meta, like people are just doing explodey things.
2/2 is pretty weak. Oh, it's only 3 mana though. I like it. I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 1.
I like cheap stuff that replaces itself. The next card, Zephyrus the Great. Probably the most hype card of the new expansion, just because nobody knows. Like, I mean, we kind of saw how it worked a little bit. We kind of know what factors to take into consideration, but like, it's going to be interesting trying to predict what this guy gives you.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll like start to figure out the patterns over time, but like obviously right now this card's a giant question mark. Obviously this effect is great.
It's an elemental. I guess it's like a genie. Okay, you could get this off of elemental stuff in Shaman.
But I just don't know like how good is the perfect card. Like how many scenarios are there where if you could get the perfect card, well, you're playing a Highlander deck, so I just don't know like how Highlander decks play out. I mean, I mean, if anything, like, all right, I'm gonna give it like a 4 because it's like it kind of just reminds me of Kazakus. Like Kazakus kind of gave you that.
No, I
card,
agree. I definitely agree.
It's like kind of similar. Like I don't know. I'm assuming like a perfect card is gonna be on par with Kazakus.
My understanding is that these are from the classic set, or classic or basic cards.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I've been told, not by Blizzard, but from what I've seen from people commenting on Twitter, that this is, I believe, only classic and basic. I'm gonna give it a 5.
5? Wow.
Because I want to give something a 5, and if I'm gonna give something a 5, I think it's this card.
That's fair. This card is awesome.
The card is just the nuts. It may not be like in all the tier 1 decks or in any of the tier 1 decks, but I think this card deserves a 5.
I feel like it's gonna make Hearthstone more fun to play, just from like a constructed standpoint, like messing around different Highlander decks and just trying to like see what this guy gives you in different classes. I think it's gonna be fun.
Candle Taker, 3 mana, 3/2, Reborn. It's like a 1.5 for me. Probably just a 1.
Kind of reminds me of Scarlet Crusader,
which
is a 1. So
cool.
Yeah.
Good talk.
Yep. Bug Collector, 2 mana, 2/1. Summon a 1/1 Locust with Rush. This card kind of reminds me of Hinchclan Hogsteed. Just kind of like stats are a little bit swapped.
Yep.
I think I'd rather have the 2 damage rush part than the 1 damage rush part.
I think I agree.
I mean, Hogsteed's like a 2 to me. This card's close enough to Hogsteed. I'll give it a 2. Like maybe you want the Beast to have. I don't know. You don't. No, this card's just worse than Hogsteed.
I think it's a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1. I never want to play 3 Hogsteeds.
Yeah, we barely played 2 at Worlds, right? Like, maybe we played 1. I don't even remember.
We only played like 1.
Serpent Egg, 2 mana, 0/3, Death Rattle, summon a 3/4 Sea Serpent, 2.5. This will be played in at least 2 decks.
I was gonna give it a 3.
Sure.
I mean, this card's good.
Yep.
Like, it's just very solid. Obviously, I don't think it's as good as Nerubian Egg. 4/4, just superior. Not worth the extra toughness on the egg, but very solid nonetheless. I think it's going to help a lot with Warlock fighting against Rogue as well.
True.
Temple Berserker. 2 mana, 1/2 reborn. Has +2 attack while damaged. Kind of a weird card. So it starts as a 2 mana 1/2. It comes back as a 3/1. Yeah, it's just not good. It's a 1. It's just stats.
Yeah, it's not like awful. It's just not really playable.
It's just stats.
Yeah. 1 mana 1/2 beaming sidekick. Battlecry, give a friendly minion +2 health. Could run this in priest.
So this card is like the new lackey, except you don't get taunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Power Word Shield, but instead of drawing a card, you get a 1/2.
I'd rather draw a card.
Yeah, so it's really not like Power Word Shield, because the drawing card is probably the more important part of that card. Yeah, it's kind of like the lackey.
Mm-hmm.
Lackey probably would be too good if you could start it in your deck.
Do you ever run this in Zoo?
That's a good question. I think so.
I think you could.
I mean, it's a 1/4, basically, for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Stat-wise, that's good.
And you buff something that's a bit more relevant.
Works with Magic Carpet well.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I think there could be some application.
Is it me or you?
I
Sorry.
think it's you. No worries.
Injured Tolvir. 2 mana, 2/6, taunt, Battlecry, deal 3 damage to this minion. So it's just another version of Injured Blade Master, but this guy is taunt at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the priest taunt thing is going to work out. I'm going to give it a 1.
I'll give it a 2. I think it might see play.
Interesting.
Wrapped Golem. 7 mana, 7/5, reborn. At the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 scarab with taunt. I don't think you really run this in anything. It's too slow.
Yeah, it's a sweet arena card though.
Yeah, like Obsidian Statue or Obsidian
Statue.
Destroyer. Sorry, Obsidian Destroyer.
It's better than Obsidian Destroyer too. It's the crazy part.
Yeah, the reborn.
Yeah, and it's neutral, so every class can play it.
So good. I don't think this is that good. Like, it's interesting value, but like, okay, could you run this right now in any deck that is currently playable? I think the answer is no.
It's a 7 mana 7/5.
Yeah.
It's just not in the stars, man. I don't know. Like, it doesn't protect itself. I mean, it has reborn, but like the effect you get every turn is very marginal. It's a good card to get off Conjurer's Calling. That's about it.
True. Oh, you mean the last card? Yeah, the 12 years is
Card
fine.
set. Yeah, the last card. Actually, both these cards, Wrap Golem and card set Defender. Are we on Defender now?
Yeah, Defender. Yeah, Defender.
Okay. Card set Defender. 6 mana, 3/4, Taunt Reborn, Death Rattle, restore 3 health to your hero. So in total, it restores 6 health.
And two taunts, basically.
2 taunts. It's like 1 more mana. You get 2 more compared to Rotten Apple Bomb, which is for 1 more mana, you get 2 more life. You get your first half of your body is 1/1 less, but your second half is only 3/1. I just feel like this card's probably about as good as Rotten Apple Bomb.
Sure.
And
Apple Bomb saw some play, but not a lot.
yeah, I never played Rotten Apple Bomb. I was not I give it a 1. I never thought Rotten Apple Bomb was good.
I kind of want to believe this will be a thing, but I'm like, I can't think of the deck it'll be in.
Mage, when they Conjurer's Calling their Cairn against Warrior.
Sure.
Warrior's like, damn it. Or Death Rattle, or not Death Rattle, Reborn.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too expensive. I think I'm fine with the 1.
Yeah.
King Pharos or Pharos or whatever you want to call it. 10 mana 5/5 for each.
Finally.
Yeah, battle cry. For each spell in your hand, summon a random minion at the same cost. Probably 1. This is difficult to play because it's slow and it has immediate impact, but I mean, how often is the immediate impact going to be a taunt or rush or charge?
Yeah. If Spell Hunter was still a thing, this might be a playable card in Spell Hunter. Like back when there was like Barnes and Deathwing. Like you could play this after Rockdalar or something.
I guess you could make like big spell mage with puzzle box and stuff, but I don't think it would be good.
I'm gonna give this card a 2. Like, I think you can build around it, and I don't think it's gonna be good. Okay. But I don't know. I'll give it a 1 star. Actually, yeah, I'll give it a 2. Fuck it. I think this card's playable.
Okay.
I just feel like this effect is like.
The effect is good, but it's just so slow.
Good. Also, it makes Sea Giant worse. I mean, Conscious Calling worse.
Yeah, that's worth a +1.
Siamat. 7 mana, 6/6. Gain 2 of Rush, Taunt, Divine Shield, or Wind Fury. Yeah, this card's very good. It's like the new Ziliax, sort of. Obviously, it's not as good as Ziliax, but just kind of one of those neutral Divine Shield Rush minions. Or Divine Shield Taunt.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot.
I think this is at least a 4.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 4. I think 7 mana is a bit much. Like, it's not as... Like, Ziliax is a 5 to me. And Siamat's, like, it's just not quite as good as Ziliax. Ziliax is just infinitely more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
But still solid nonetheless.
Okay.
Very solid. It's kind of nice to finally get another good neutral. So after we lost Lich King, it kind of felt like we had no big good neutral drops.
Shaman
good
Quest.
For a while, I guess.
Interesting.
What's that?
So this works in Shaman with a quest and with the Shutterwalk.
Oh, wow. Shutterwalk just got a buff.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Interesting.
Well, I guess it's not that big of a buff. I mean, I guess if your Shutterwalk gets Rush, that's what you really want.
Mm-hmm.
Even Taunt's good, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, seems good.
Conjured Mirage, 4 mana, 3/10. Taunt. At the start of your turn, shuffle this minion into your deck. Which means you play it and it stays there for a turn and then it goes back in your deck. And then you draw a card. So I guess it plays around fatigue if it doesn't die. But I don't think that's super relevant. You could silence it to make a big minion. But I don't think that's super relevant because it has to be the same turn. So it's really only good at blocking damage for a turn, which isn't very good.
Yep, it's a 1.
Yep. You could set it up with Doomsayer.
Maybe if it kept its buffs, and you could play it in Taunt Warrior, and just like
interesting.
It gets really big. I don't know, but that's obviously not something it can do.
Yeah. Okay.
Bone Wraith, 4 mana, 2/5, Taunt Reborn. It's kind of like reminds me a little bit of Sludge Belcher. For 1 mana less, you get 1 less power, which is totally fine. But you get a 2/1 instead of a 1/2, which is worse. Like, obviously, Sludge Belcher's still better than this, just because like the 1/2 is superior. I think this card's playable.
Okay.
I think it's like cheap enough. It's obviously better than saying it's better than Sinjin Shield Master is like not really saying anything. But I don't know, you get 2 minions in this. They both have taunt. Seems reasonable. I'd give it a 2.
Agreed. Mortuary Machine. 5 mana, 8/8. After your opponent plays a minion, give it Reborn. And it's a mech. So this dilutes the mech pool, at least, for Warrior.
Oh, true. Yeah, this card's really bad if you get it off of that.
Yeah, you don't really want to play it.
I guess maybe it's not that big of a deal, because Warrior, once you have Dr. Boom online...
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Rush, so, you have an X1, I'll send one of my 1/1s into it. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, obviously, what deck are you going to play this in? Actually, could it be a sideboard?
Against
no, every
what?
deck has minions.
Yeah, probably
every deck
not.
has minions.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Nomi Druid that doesn't exist. But even then, like, giving their Auctioneers Reborn sounds miserable.
A little bit. Giving Ziliax Reborn, giving Giants Reborn.
Silence Priest is not a thing by Melody. I am sorry.
Yeah, I'm
interested.
Yeah, this looks like a 1.
Next up, Vile Fiend, 2 mana, 2/2 lifesteal. Demon. Interesting. Haven't got a demon in a while. Yeah, it's not Vicious Scalehide. Like, there's no rush aspect to it, so seems like a 1 to me.
Is there any funky demon synergy?
Like buff demons, I guess. Void Analyst. Give all the demons in your hand +1/+1.
And demon fire, that's about it. I mean, you can Inferno, but I wouldn't use Inferno as a buff. Okay, yeah, probably just 1. Sunstruck Henchman. 4 mana, 6/5. At the start of your turn, this has a 50% chance to fall asleep. Could you play this in like Handlock and just taunt it up? Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
It's kind of expensive for 4 mana. Like,
yeah,
you want your minions to, like, the thing with Handlock is you want things to scale favorably for you as the game goes on. And this guy just sits there and still flips a coin every turn. So I don't really like it.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, the upside of this card is just stats, right? And I don't know, the downside seems too big to me for +2 attack.
I think it's 1.
Yeah, I give it a 1.
I mean, we already have enough like silency support stuff, and Silence Priest still isn't a thing, so I don't think this is going to push that over the edge. And similar thing with like Warlock. There's other stuff you could use that's cheaper than this that would still work, but we don't, so it's not.
Yeah, we don't have any shortage of bad cards that get better when they're silenced. Next up, Colossus of the Moon, 10 mana, 10/10, Divine Shield Reborn. Sea Giant buff. Yup, completely unplayable, I assume. Otherwise, can't imagine, unless you have some way to cheat this out. No, I see you already put a 1 for it. Alright, very good.
Yeah, don't really... Alarmobot? Like, I don't know. But there's better stuff to Alarmobot.
Yeah. It's not good.
Generous Mummy, 3 mana, 5/4 with Reborn. Your opponent's cards cost 1 less. I mean, that's a hard pass for me. I am not interested in this. I know exactly what's going to happen if this happens.
It's like you try to trade it away and it's still there.
It's like, oh no.
This is a 1.
Sometimes rogues get this off the 1 mana thing if they run it.
Yeah, I really don't like the cat.
Yeah. Now that we're seeing more Reborn minions, you're kind of...
Oh yeah. All these Reborn minions just seem trash.
we don't give negative ratings, but that's a good question.
Wasteland Assassin, 5 mana, 4/2, Stealth Reborn. Yeah, it comes back with stealth. Actually, this is actually one of the most legit ones. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like it's mostly just feels like removal. Like, I don't think it's constructed playable. I think we have better cards than this.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. There was a point in time when Stranglethorn Tiger was playable.
True.
Back in Classic. This card kind of reminds me of Stranglethorn Tiger.
We actually saw Stranglethorn Tiger in 2 rotations ago. We were running it with Menagerie Warden.
I don't remember. Oh yeah. That payoff's a little bit better though.
Yeah,
I remember that deck wasn't even that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card's probably a 1. I think this card's really awesome in Arena though. It's like kind of like double removal spell.
Yeah.
5 mana, deal 4 damage twice. That seems excellent.
Ooh, can we play this in Conjure Mage? That's a good question. You could trade this off and then conjure the 5-drop below it.
I mean, it's the philosophy with Halftime Scavenger. And Halftime Scavenger is better because it gains you armor.
Yeah.
Which is like something Mage lacks completely.
And it comes down a bit faster, which is nice too.
Yeah.
Not a bad concept, but I don't think this one will work with it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of stealth minions, just in general. I think stealth is like one of the best mechanics. Because stealth basically transforms your minion into just loaded damage whenever you want. Or development. Like, I guess technically it's like developing, but you have to worry about your opponent taking it away. It's nice. Anyways.
Is this me or you? Oh, sorry.
I think it's you.
Infested Goblin. 3 mana, 2/3, taunt. Death Rattle, add 2 1/1 scarabs with taunt to your hand. It's a lot of taunts for one card.
It is.
I would give this a 2.
Yeah, I think this is a 2.
Definitely playable, but in a very specific deck or two.
If this was Battle Cry, oh man, this would just be better than Banana Buffoon. Well, maybe not because of the spells. Never mind. I was thinking 1 mana 1/1 taunts are bananas, but not.
I mean,
not when they're discounted.
Different applications, but yeah, I think on average the bananas are more useful.
Yeah. Anubisoth Warbringer. 9 mana 9/6. Give all minions in your hand Death Rattle. Or sorry, Death Rattle. Give all minions in your hand +3/+3. Yeah, too expensive. Something that you can get off when you conjure Alexstrasza though. Which is kind of a
Death Rattle Rogue.
Death Rattle Rogue. Is there any way to cheat this out?
The 5, the 5 Anka.
Yeah, but then you have to put this card in your deck, and when you don't draw Anka, you have this card in your hand. And it's 9 mana, and then you finally play it, and it does nothing. There's a 1.
Run this with Hyreek. I don't know about that.
What's Hyreek?
The 8 mana 1/1 Warlock legendary that fills your board with copies of the minion.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I don't know.
Easier ways to buff that guy.
Yeah. Neferset Ritualist. 2 mana 2/3. Battlecry, restore adjacent minions to full health. Interesting. You could run this in Priest.
Yeah, and the injured priest deck. I mean, I think it's playable.
I think it's at least a 2. I don't think it's broken because the same issues are still there. Like, you need to have stuff stick on the board, or you need to do it in one turn, both of which aren't super powerful by themselves.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of the issue with a lot of these like weird priest decks is these cards by themselves are very underwhelming, and then when you even get them together, they're still kind of underwhelming. Sure, you might steal a game or two if you go Ancient Watcher Silence, but I mean,
yeah,
it's just like that's good, but it's not great, and you spent 2 cards to do it, so it's actually not even that good. Yeah. Next up, Mogu Cultist. Yeah.
Good in Arena.
Yeah, definitely. Really good in Arena. Mogu Cultist, 1 mana 1/1. If your board is full of Mogu Cultist, sacrifice them all and summon Highkeeper Ra. Highkeeper Ra is a 10 mana 20/20. The mana cost doesn't matter. At the end of your turn, deal 20 damage to all enemies. Quite a good payoff. 20 damage to face. The question to me is... So the thing with this card is... Rogue is the class that'd be able to take advantage of this card the most.
Yep.
Because it has Tog Waggle Scheme and yada yada yada.
And Noswhisker.
Yeah. But if you can ever play a full board of Pogo Hoppers, you probably win the game anyways. And as far as I know, it's just from playing Pogo Hopper Rogue, it's pretty hard to summon a full board of Pogo Hoppers. So I think it's going to be pretty hard to summon a full board of Mogu Cultists, unless there's like some other way I don't know to cheat these guys out.
Glinda.
Glinda?
But you'd have to sacrifice off Glinda at the same time after, right? So
yeah.
I don't know if that actually works. You need both of them in your hand.
Sack a minion and get mana equal to its cost or something. Ooh, that'd be so good. Yeah, I just don't see it. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Definitely gonna try using it, but it's gonna be a 1. Fishflinger. 2 mana 3/2 Battlecry, add a random Murloc to each player's hand, and it's a Murloc itself. I think this is a 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's only going to be used in like one deck, but it's really good in that one deck. One thing that, other than Underbelly Angler, Murloc Shaman didn't have that much to do on 2. And like, I don't care if I give my opponent a Murloc, because it works better for me.
That's true.
It's also decent refill if you get it off of Angler as well. I mean, it's a very specific use, don't get me wrong, but I think it's very good in that use.
I was gonna snap, give it a 1, but I'll give it a 2 now. It's definitely good in Murloc Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Desert Obelisk. 5 mana, 0/5. If you control 3 of these, at the end of turn, deal 5 damage to random enemy. So if you control at least 3 of them, then you'll be dealing at least 15 total.
Yep.
Seems okay. I think Meat Wagon. Is Meat Wagon still legal?
Nope.
Well, rip this card then. I give it a 1.
Yep. But interesting card.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Mermy. 1 mana, 1/1. Reborn. And it is a Murloc. It's a solid 2 for me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as the
Basically-
Flish Flanker, but it's the same kind of thinking.
Yeah. It's basically Mecharoo, which has seen play basically since it's come out. Jar Dealer. 1 mana, 1/1. Add a random 1-cost minion to your hand. Oh, that's a Death Rattle.
So in Zood, this works with Carpet, because you can trade this off and then get the other 1-cost minion and do that as well.
Good point.
So that's at least one application.
It's also good to sack off with Grim Rally and Evil Genius as well.
Yep.
Alright, I'll give it a 2. Feeling generous.
Yep. Questing Explorer. Battlecry. 2 mana, 2/3. Battlecry. If you control a quest, draw a card. I mean, the cards, the power level is like a 3. It's just, I don't know how many quests we're seeing.
To me, this power level is a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of fair. It's like really nutty, especially on curve. And even in general, it's just 2 mana, draw a card. And you get the 2/3 body. Okay. All right.
3 is huge.
That's fair.
Let me do a quick flip. What did we give all the quests? Do they actually have quests in the name? Oh, they don't.
No. I could...
Warrior quest sucked. Warlock quest sucked. Shaman quest was decent. Rogue quest
Druid was a 3.
sucked. Druid was good. So we have Druid, Shaman.
Hunter was a 1. Mage was a 1.
What was Paladin?
1. Making mummies. You get the +2.
Oh, yeah.
You make a 2/2 copy.
Priest is good. So pre-Shaman Druid. Is it just pre-Shaman Druid?
Looks like it. Which I think is enough.
Priest,
Doesn't have to be in every deck.
Druid. And they want this card too.
Yeah.
Priest. I mean, what deck doesn't want this card? That's kind of stupid. What deck doesn't want a 2 mana 2/3? Just draws a card. Pre-Shaman Druid. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'm into the 4 as well.
I think it might help bring some life back to these, specifically Priest and Druid. It's gonna help bring some life back to them. And I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Looks like I averaged a 1.688. You averaged a 1.718.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. I'm more pessimistic. You're more optimistic by not even 0.1. by 0.03. It looks like neutrals
I am
did fairly well.
almost 2% more optimistic than you are.
Almost 2%.
Yeah.
And I'm 2% more cynical. So what... Is there a way I can... I want to sort the sheet, but I don't want it to affect everybody that looks at the spreadsheet.
Here, let me do it.
I'll just sign in view only mode. That's fine.
Okay, sure.
So it looks like Druid did the best. Then Warrior, mostly because Warrior got a couple high marks. Then Priest. And then Hunter. Then Paladin. Or sorry, whoa, skipped over Shaman completely, I'm sorry. It's Druid first, then Shaman. Shaman got 2.2. So it's Druid, Shaman, Warrior, Priest, Hunter, Paladin, Mage, sadly Warlock. I think after I was thinking about it some more, I think I was maybe a little bit harsh on the Warlock cards. I think the 3 mana 5/5. I'm gonna give it a 3. The Evil Recruiter.
Sure.
Changed my mind on that card. I think I'll give I guess I gave Sinister Steel a 2. Okay. Yeah, I gave them both a 2. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, careful. You're almost at 1.7 now.
Ooh. I want to get too optimistic. It's just so funny. It looks so low because we're using a 5-point scale.
Yeah.
So everything's mostly on the one side of things, but that's just how it is, I guess.
We can try mixing it up next time, doing like 1 to 4. Someone was saying we should do 1 to 10, and I was like, I'm having trouble like landing on an integer between 1 and 5. I don't know about 1 and 10.
Too many choices.
Yeah, a lot of this expansion is going to change too much. The thing is, some of these cards will be run in current decks, and there will be some decks that are created because of this. So competitively, I don't think the meta will change too much, but there are going to be a couple things that can help shake up. But the good news is that there's still going to be a ton of fun decks you can play that have chances against the meta decks. They just won't be as consistent as the meta decks, or as consistently powerful or successful or whatever you want to call it.
I think that, like, overall, it's always hard to know because I feel like there's ripple effects. And it's obviously going to depend on if you're playing Specialist. I guess it's more interesting to think about Specialist because Soul's like right here, right now. I feel like after looking at everything, I feel like still the top 3 classes are Warrior, Mage, and Rogue. And I feel like maybe Shaman, maybe Priest can... It's going to be interesting. I think Shaman and Priest are the 2 ones to watch, and I think Warlock possibly as well. Evil Recruiter, and also like maybe an Evil Recruiter deck, or there might be Egg deck. And there's also like some good like value 1-drops to get for Zoo.
Yeah.
So, like Warlock Zoo improves. But then I feel like if we're looking in terms of things of new archetypes, it looks like Priest and Shaman have the best likelihood of a new archetype coming out that could possibly rise to tier 1. I mean, Priest got some good cards. Like, almost everything that came out for Priest was good. Most of it was solid. Same thing with Shaman. And they both have good quests, which is what I like, because then you get to play the 2-mana draw card.
I'm looking forward to trying out the Shaman quest, seeing if that works.
Do you know what deck you're going to build first tomorrow on the Theory Crafting stream?
I'll play Cyclone Mage and just queue it up against everyone else.
I mean, somebody's got to do it, right? How else are we good testing in?
No, that's true.
Nobody's playing Cyclone Mage, then we're all just playing against our brews.
We'll see. I'm not sure. Like what I like to do is I like building 4 or 5 decks because I have fun doing that. That way, when I start playing and get disappointed, it's okay because I already had fun building the decks.
It's fair. I'm more of a build as you go. I build 1 deck and then try to make it good. I'm probably just gonna be building the Mercenary deck or whatever. Just has a very Patron-esque feel to it.
That's fair.
So you get to run Battle Rage again.
All right, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks for doing this. This was fun.
Yeah, it was good. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Sure, take it easy.
See ya.
All right, everyone. That was the reveal stream. Once again, if you need the spreadsheet, you can get that in chat here. If you're not already, follow me on Twitter, follow Bloodyface on Twitter, follow us both on Twitch. I now have a YouTube as well, but I'll be posting this card review later on, so check back later for that. But the main thing is just follow us on Twitter and on Twitch. If you guys are interested in finding competitive content. We've been doing some Arena 2 recently. I don't know how much Bloodyface has been doing. I think I saw him do it once or twice, but I've been doing it now leading up to the expansion. We'll be doing, both of us are doing the stream tomorrow as well. So some of us streamers are going to be able to play with the cards tomorrow before they're released. So be sure to check back tomorrow for both of us. Also, if you don't like us, that's fine. There's going to be a bunch of other people streaming it as well. I know Dog's doing it. I know some of the other, I mean, basically most of the popular streamers are going to have it available tomorrow. So check that out. I think it's going to be going on almost all day as well. Yeah, have a good night. See you tomorrow.